Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Let's start off with Susan and John for a minute. So, the devil, starts kind of like mocking Susan for a minute there, thinking that, you really thought you were going to escape. You thought that you picked that lock yourself. When it was actually, him. So, Susan just runs off. And I'm sitting there thinking, wait, you just gonna let her go? Like really? Oh, even John was like, wait, you're not gonna go after her or anything like that? But, he was like, well, sometimes I like to let, people get a little bit of hope before I take it away. So Susan gets all the way up to the window of the Devera mansion and is calling for someone. I think she was calling for Johnny. Anyway, when Johnny gets downstairs, Susan's gone. So the devil teleported her all the way back to the crypt and turned her into a cat again. Because why not at this point? I know that the devil can do it. I'm just like, okay, sure. So the devil repossesses Susan, turns her into, I guess, the other Kristen, which, you know what? At first, in the beginning, I was like, why are we doing that when we got a Kristen on deck? But because of all the flashbacks of her time with John, I guess it just made more sense to use that version of Kristen. I understand where their thought process is. It's just kind of like silly, in a way, if you actually already have a Kristen there. But okay, sure. Hell, they did something like that in General Hospital when they had like the 3 different versions of a Carly. So I was like, okay, all right, fine. Anyway, you get a bunch of flashback scenes. Of her time, Kristen's time with John. Then she starts loosening his belt. Meanwhile, while all that's going on, Marlena wakes up and realizes that her phone is within grasp, sorta. So she has to sit there and kind of like kick it to her a little bit, and she finally gets it. She gets a call. The call comes from Sam. Been kidnapped or whatever, captured, locked somewhere by EJ. So now she's calling, she's frantic or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, okay, alright, I like that ending. So, Paulina tells the story of, why she didn't sit there and, all of it, about her real father, how she has to sit there and really strive for success. This way she wouldn't be dependent on a man or pretty much anyone for money or financial status ever again. And she also tells about the promise that she made to Tamara. And you know what? One of my amazing subscribers really pointed it out to me yesterday. And I guess with everything that was going on, I just kind of just put all the blame on Paulina. When Tamara was just as much as part of it. Hell, Olivia was just as much as part of it. All 3 of them deserves equal blame in this. The reason why Paulina is probably getting the brunt of everything is because she came back to town, she hung out with everyone, and when the secret came out, she's pretty much the one that's holding the bag. Now, again, I'm sitting there still wondering, are they going to be bringing Lonnie's bio dad into the show at some point? Because, he's like this really bad man or whatever. And, I kept sitting there questioning, and part of me was just like, alright, I understood that, when Lonnie might have been in danger and when she was in danger or whatever, you had to sit there and do this whole switch, and Tamara was like, listen, once we do this, there's no take backs, like that's it. And she was promised to do that. But here's the thing though, as she got older, and I mean, here's the thing, I don't know, like, I know why she kept a secret, but I feel like if that's your daughter, like, that comes first. Your daughter comes first before any secret that you give, that you sit there and say you're going to hold for anyone. Like, that's your daughter. That should have came first. Before your promise to Tamara, before your promise to your mother, that should have came first. Now, of course, if that happened, well, we really wouldn't be sitting there talking about it. But, at the end of the day, she's the one that's holding the bag. Now, of course, when Lonnie walked up to her, she slapped the living piss out of her. And I've never been a fan of that, just ever. Especially with Lonnie just being a cop, it's like, yo, are you kidding me? Like, really? You just whipping people now? You just smacking people around? Like, are you kidding me? How I even remember when EJ was sitting there saying, like, yo, listen, if you want to sit there and try to fight me, I mean, you're the commissioner, it's probably not going to look good. But tensions are high, and, even Paulina was like, listen, I vowed to never have somebody hit me like that again. But because of things went down, I'm going to give you this little one-time, kind of thing. So she tells her story, the whole reasons of why she didn't, when she made that promise to her that day to take her to Paris, all of it. And, at the end of it, Lonnie's still angry and hurt. I mean, yeah, she got the full story, but it's one of those too little too late things. Abe is sitting there at the bar talking to Rome, and I'm not saying to say Rome plays devil's advocate, but he did sit there and try to see it from Paulina's point of view, as far as why she lied in the first place, the abusive relationship that she was in. And the thing is, I know a lot of people are probably, there's going to be people that's going to be really mad at Paulina. And it's not so much as the lie, it's just the fact that you hung out with them, you bonded with them, you spent time there. You should have been back in Miami. Like, there was a reason, there was a reason besides the businesses and everything like that. There was a reason why you stayed away. And you just came back because she had a daughter. And you didn't leave. Because this isn't the first time that she's been in, Lonnie's life. But now, because she has twins, I gotta sit there and hang out, and I gotta sit there and bond, and I gotta sit there and fall in love. It's like, you did that to yourself. And because you stayed so long, I guess it's just one of those things where it's like, I guess you gotta sit there and ask the question, is it better to know or to not know? They were a perfect, happy family up until that point. And I guess in this instance, maybe knowing the truth did more harm than good. People always sit there and say, oh, you gotta tell the truth, it's the right thing, it'll set you free. I don't know about that at this point, Chanel feels bad about her part in it, and as she should. And I get that, Chanel is upset with her mother. But here's the thing though. You should be equally upset with your grandmother. I mean, she didn't lie to you. She did help keep the secret. I did stand there, even when I'm sitting there thinking about it now, like, yesterday after, Paulina left, and, she's, crying and, being all close to Olivia, and I'm like, she lied to you just as bad. Hell, she also kept your mother from telling the truth. But I ain't seeing any of that smoke coming her way. But anyway, she feels bad about what she did, about the fact that she kind of blew up the secret. And of course, I'm not going to lie. Johnny's just like, well, the truth is going to come out anyway. And, it's not your fault about, how, it's not your fault for, you did the right thing by telling the truth. How they react is how they react. And I kind of stand there. I'm just like, and, at the end, they have sex. And I'm just like, part of me wants to sit there and say, like, you just pretty much just told her anything that she wanted to hear, didn't you? You just told her anything that she wanted to hear. Oh, yeah, no, it's not your fault. Things happen or whatever. I got a way to make you feel better. That's how part of me just felt like that's how it came off as. Because even Theo was like, yo, listen, it's not so much as what you did. It's the way you went about it. It's the way that you made a spectacle. I mean, let's just forget your mother for a minute because you're mad at her. But you did that right in front of Abe. Right in front of Lonnie. Well, I guess you don't really care about Lonnie, but right in front of Abe and all his family and friends. You just didn't care because it was about you in that moment. So, let's not get that Johnny didn't have to sit there and rub, salt in the wound, but you kind of could have been like, yo, listen, I get where you're coming from, but you handled it, well, very poorly. You handled it poorly. But, nope, just not going to bother to let her take accountability. Because, we got to rush upstairs to, play mattress tag. That's literally how I felt it came across as. Now, what I do find kind of interesting is that when Chanel was like, Marlena told me what Paulina told her. And Johnny was like, that doesn't sound like her. She's very, on that whole client-patient confidentiality kind of thing. Like, she wouldn't sit there and just do that. It's kind of odd. Also when Chanel was there saying, like, Marlene looked at me and I just felt super compelled to tell the truth. Even though she told me not to do it. And he questioned it for a good hot minute, like, that doesn't seem like Marlena. Why would she sit there and tell you, but then not want you to sit there and tell, confront her about it? I know it's about my license and everything like that, but really? It seems like it's the polar opposite. It also seems like something that she wouldn't do. Yeah. Let's just go upstairs. Like, that's literally how I felt it came across as. Theo was there talking to Eli and just, well, let's put it this way. They're both mad at Paulina and also Chanel. Eli just kind of reassures him that, blood or not, you're still going to be the godfather and you're still the right man for the job regardless. And with that being said, Theo goes to the bar and finds Abe and hugs him and just kind of being a good son. Yeah, that was about it, more or less. I feel like that's about it for the most part. Like I said, I felt like this episode kind of dragged a little bit. Like, it wasn't terrible, but like, this whole seduction thing that she's trying to do, that, the devil's trying to do, it's not like he is drunk or like under mind control or anything like that. You're just pretending to be somebody else, and it's not like he doesn't know who he's talking to. So, on what level is that actually supposed to work? He's just supposed to just give in to temptation and desire so bad that just like, alright, I'll do it this one time, and then I'll feel guilty about it for pretty much the rest of my life. Like, I don't understand how that's supposed to work. I really don't. And I'm going to be honest, unless she does some sort of hocus pocus or something like that, and they do want to, like, being together in an intimate way, I'm going to be like, bro, listen, I like this show, but it definitely does have its moments where it's just like, are you kidding me? And by the way, I still didn't forget about Hope, wrapping up that story, but, we didn't wrap it up for a while. Why start now? Anyway, with that being said, I think that's pretty much about it. If I missed anything, please write it down in the comment section below. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, have a great, amazing, and safe weekend, and I will see you in the next video.